Hey, what is going on guys? Zebrix here with a quick LEGO news video for you. Yesterday, the European retailer Fnac gave us our first official look at two upcoming LEGO Star Wars sets. These are both part of LEGO's Rebuild the Galaxy line, which is a sub-theme within Star Wars this year. They are sets based on the upcoming animated Disney Plus series of the same name, which aims to celebrate the 25th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars by mixing everything up. I got all of these pictures from brickfanatics.com, and we'll have the article linked down below if you want to check them out for yourself. Unfortunately, they're not super clear, but they're all we have to work with at the moment. The first set is 75389, the Dark Falcon. This set releases on August 1st and has 1,579 pieces. It is rumored to cost $180 in the United States. This set is unlike anything we've seen from LEGO Star Wars. It showcases a more sinister Millennium Falcon with a crew of atypical Star Wars characters. First up is Beach Luke, who has long hair, glasses, and a box of blue milk. He doesn't have any sort of lightsaber, which makes me think that this Luke might not be able to wield the Force. Next up is Jedi Vader, which depicts him in a white suit of armor along with his original blue lightsaber color. This figure looks incredible and is easily my favorite of the set. You probably didn't recognize him because of the black arm, but this is Bounty Hunter C-3PO with a pair of intimidating red eyes. I'm curious to see which of these characters he is hunting down in the series. After that is a brand new character, Darth Dev. He has on a set of black and silver armor and wields a standard red lightsaber. I really like his character design, so I look forward to seeing what he does in the show. Next is Darth Jar Jar. He's based on the long-running fan theory that Jar Jar Binks is secretly a Sith Lord that intentionally took down the Jedi Order. He is wearing some metallic armor and wields a double-bladed lightsaber. In his left hand is a hologram, but it's impossible to see who or what it is at this time. The last figure in the set is actually the only one who already existed in Star Wars. Darth Rey from The Rise of Skywalker makes her first and likely only appearance in a LEGO set here. She is holding her iconic doubled-up lightsaber. Unlike the movie though, it doesn't fold out, but it should be noted that this set will likely come with an extra hilt from Jar Jar if you want to give her a more traditional double lightsaber. Moving on to the ship itself, immediately the design reminds me of the 2019 set. This isn't a bad thing though. That Falcon design is the best playscale one that LEGO has ever made. This design seems to take what worked with the last one and improves upon it. For example, these 3x3 round tiles for the vents in the back are miles better than the way they did them 5 years ago. Newer parts and updated building techniques should make this model even more detailed than the previous one. The cockpit is transparent red and seems to have room for 2 minifigures, though you may need to remove their capes. Most of the exterior of the Falcon is black with the occasional gray and red accents thrown in. This color scheme reminds me a lot of Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter from The Last Jedi. I love the addition of the small Death Star laser on the radar dish, and I can't wait to see how that gets used in the series. Around the back, we can see that the hyperdrive booster is now red instead of blue. There's also the ever-important boarding ramp, as well as a redesigned set of landing gear. These look much easier to remove from the set compared to the 2019 one. This could come in handy if you wanted to pose the Falcon mid-flight. We don't have any clear pictures of the interior of this set, but we can make out a few features from the blurry pictures that we have now. Front and center is a gray throne for Darth Jar Jar. The box shows that the throne is removable, but it seems like it's just for ease of access. In the back, there's a transparent red prison which can be seen holding Beach Luke. The last Falcon had a hatch for hiding in the floor right here, so it seems that that feature may be lost on this one. But just like the 2019 set, the top turret area opens up to give access to the gunner seats in the middle of the Falcon. There seems to be some sort of shrine or display panels in the back right, but it is really hard to make out any sort of details here. Let me know in the comments if you think this is a LEGO duck piece. It kinda looks like one to me. This other image gives us a good look at the sleeping quarters, which have been moved to the front right of the ship. We can also see a bit more of the floor plan, which leaves tons of open space to pose your minifigures. This shot also shows us that Beach Luke will come with a lime green surfboard as an accessory. Again, it's hard to tell, but I think that this is a sabacc table printed on a 3x3 round tile on the floor next to Jar Jar. This set does a lot of things right. It is an original take on a classic ship that we get all the time from LEGO. All 6 minifigures are unique and offer something new for your collection. This set is $10 more expensive than the last Millennium Falcon that we got, but all things considered, the price jump is very fair in my opinion. Before its price hike in 2022, the last Falcon released at $160 in 2019, which is worth about $200 in today's economy. So that, in addition to the 228 extra pieces, makes $180 not sound so bad. That being said, I would still recommend waiting for this set to go on sale, as even just a 20% discount would save you $36. That's not the only set that got revealed today though. Images also came out for set 75393 TIE Fighter and X-Wing mashup. It will include 1,063 pieces and retail for $110 when it releases on August 1st. Just like the Dark Falcon, this is also based on the Rebuild the Galaxy series. The first figure in this set is Yessi Scala, who is named after the Scala theme from the late 90s, which focused on more traditional dolls and was aimed at young girls. The figure is holding a Tusken Raider gaffi stick, and it seems to be wearing a cropped denim jacket over a tan uniform. Next up is Sig Griebling. SIG comes from the phrase sig fig, which is the term used by LEGO fans to represent a LEGO version of themselves. I'm sure you've seen mine throughout the video and on my channel. SIG's last name, greebling, is the term used to describe placing many small pieces together to create texture in a LEGO build. SIG is seen here holding some sort of staff or weapon, as well as what appears to be a Jedi holocron. Next up is a generic Rebel pilot. It is always nice to get pilots not named Luke Skywalker, so I have no complaints here. The astromech in this set is named L3GO, which is a play on the word LEGO. They sport a red, yellow, and white color scheme based on the colors of the LEGO logo, but that hasn't stopped people from already renaming it the Ronald McDonald droid. L3GO is my favorite minifigure in this set, and I know that astromech collectors are definitely going to want to get their hands on this one. Rounding out the lineup, we have a standard TIE pilot. I don't see anything super special or unique about this figure, but considering that this set has a TIE fighter in it, a regular pilot makes total sense. The set itself includes both a TIE fighter and X-Wing, with the main gimmick being that you can swap the wings on them to create two new vehicles, sometimes referred to as uglies. The front of the box calls these designs the TIE Wing and X-Fighter, and on first impression, I have a lot of mixed feelings. Maybe once the show comes out, I will feel more attached to these designs, but I have a feeling I'd swap the wings maybe once or twice before swapping them back and leaving them forever. Now let's take a look at each of the standard vehicles, starting with the TIE Fighter. Immediately you'll see that they've abandoned the old windscreen piece. It's actually been retired, meaning that the element will no longer be included in future LEGO sets. Instead, they've gone with a design very similar to the TIE Bomber. And while it does prevent you from being able to look inside and see the figure, this design does make the cockpit area look much closer to the source material. They've also given the TIE Fighter the appropriate red laser tips while keeping the green blaster bolts. They did this by moving the spring-loaded shooters into the supports of the ship. Unfortunately though, this combined with the wing play feature makes this area of the ship very bulky. The supports are supposed to get thinner as they reach the wings, but this is actually their thickest point, being 4 studs or 10 plates tall. Taking a look at the wings, we can see that they are very similar to the one on the 2021 set. It's a real shame that they didn't come up with a better way to connect the front and back corners, because these dark gray joints are going to stick out like a sore thumb. The lighting on the box makes it look not too bad, but the previous one showed just how big of a difference it actually is. Other than that, I like the design that they went with for the wings. Brick Fanatics doesn't have any views of the back of the TIE Fighter yet, so I'm interested to see how that looks when more pictures release. Moving on to the X-Wing, we can see that the design for the front is much thicker than the 2021 version. It also features a lot more dark red pieces as well. One major downside of this new X-Wing though is that the wings can no longer be opened remotely. This was previously achieved using rubber bands and most recently with Technic elements. However, with the inclusion of this wing swapping play feature, there is simply no way to control the wings from the center, meaning that you'll need to open and close them for yourself. This might look better on display, but losing this play feature is a real bummer in my opinion. The landing gear is a bit clunky looking if you ask me, but assuming that you can fold it all away, it won't be too big of an issue. If worse comes to worse, you can always remove it, because it is LEGO after all. The wings themselves look pretty good, I think. I'm a big fan of the way they did the blasters. The laser tips are smaller than the last one, and more in line with the actual design. There are also spring-loaded shooters underneath the bottom wings, but they should be easy to remove if you don't like the way that they look. There are, again, no images of the back of the set yet, but the engine builds look fine for what they are. The back of the box does give us a look at how the wing swapping play feature will work. You simply slot the wings in and then put a Technic axle through the bottom to keep them in place. It is hard to tell from this image, but the backward landing gear on the X-Wing might be enough to get the TIE Wing to stand on its own. Overall, this set has a lot of great things about it that are held back by the need to be able to swap the wings. This play feature is certainly unique, and I'm sure that plenty of people will get enjoyment out of it, but I am not a fan of the sacrifices that had to be made to get it to happen. If you already have an X-Wing or a TIE Fighter released anytime after 2012 or onward, I honestly see very little reason to buy this set. Previous models looked similar, if not better in some ways. The figures are cool, but certainly not worth $110. If you don't have an X-Wing and or TIE Fighter and you feel yourself drawn to the set, there's nothing wrong with that either. A lot of my complaints are nitpicking, and at the end of the day, it's still LEGO. If you don't like something, you can always modify it with pieces from your own collection. On its own, I think this set is fine. It certainly won't be winning any beauty contests, but that's alright because these mashup vehicles are called uglies after all. These are the only 2 sets that we have pictures for at the moment, but there is supposed to be another Rebuild the Galaxy playset to go along with these 2. Set 75388 is rumored to be a starfighter for Jedi Bob. He's a LEGO Star Wars fan favorite from the 2002 gunship and is supposed to have his original yellow skin from the early 2000s. If you want to learn more about Jedi Bob, check out the short on my channel. I will have it on screen and in the description if you're interested. I will make a whole video about the set when it gets revealed, so be sure to subscribe to see when it comes out. We also got one image of the upcoming Droid Factory Set thanks to Brick Clicker. This set is rumored to have a minifigure for young Leia from the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. She will likely be the main draw for people because these builds just look strange in my opinion. The legs are too short and the feet and shoulders are way too wide. The bodies and heads look pretty good, all things considered, But if this pink astromech is supposed to represent R2-KT, then I think they went a little overboard with the pink. The real droid has just as much white on its body as R2-D2. As far as I know, you'll be able to build all 4 of these simultaneously, but the rest of the set remains to be seen. I look forward to learning more and will share it here on the channel when I do. But for now, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and if you know anyone who might be interested in these sets, be sure to send them my way. Please like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you're new around here. I'm just about to hit 500 subs and would love to have you around the channel. I look forward to bringing you more LEGO content soon, so I'll see you then. Bye!